Hi, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Vedic Living. And we are going to continue on with our zodiac signs today. We will be talking about Aquarius rising and Aquarius moon. And as I say in all my videos, I want you to remember whenever I say that the ascendant is in a certain sign or that the moon is in a certain sign, I am not talking about the tropical degrees of those planets. I am talking about the sidereal Vedic degrees, which is very different because sidereally the planets are exactly the way they are in the sky today, and tropical, it would be a difference of about 23 to 24 degrees. So it makes a lot of difference if you're looking at the chart from a Western standpoint or a Vedic standpoint. So this is Vedic astrology that originated in India. So we will be talking about the sidereal degrees of the planet. So I want you to remember that. Now, if you don't know where your ascendant is or your moon is in your chart, you can always go to my website, www.vedic-living.com, and you can use the free chart calculator to calculate your chart and see where these positions are in your chart. You may listen to both the ascendant video as well as the moon video, if the moon is in a certain sign, because both would apply to you in very different ways. The ascendant video is about the circumstance that is being set around you. And the moon video, or the moon lagna, or the Chandra lagna, tells us how we feel about it or how we react to it. So both are very, very meaningful for your chart. Okay, so even if you took a reading with me, I would be looking at both. And don't forget, when you're on my website, I do have my 2025 World Predictions video up for sale. And if you wondered how this year is going to be for the world, you can already see it has been a very interesting first month of 2025. And it's not even the beginning. This is not even, it's just the tip of the iceberg at this point. There's so much more that's going to unfold throughout this year, which I have explored in detail in my world predictions. So we have done month by month analysis in the world prediction video, and we have looked at all the countries and people and leaders and celebrities. And if you wondered if your country or if the particular country or leader that you wanted is there in the video without buying it, you can always look at the description of my video. I have listed out who all and what all are included in that video. So that being said, it's 3 hours worth of content. So once you buy it, you have that for lifetime access. You can download it. And hopefully that'll help you traverse this year in the best way possible in alignment with the planetary energies. So with that being said, let's move forward into the sign of Aquarius for the year 2025. So Aquarius ascendant folks have been having an interesting 2 years in the past, right? The past 2 years have been pretty interesting because Saturn has been transiting their first house, which means that it's been a mixed bag. Saturn can be very good in the sense that sometimes, you feel like you have the ability to get things done. Saturn gives you the ability to work hard, to persist, to not give up. And it also, on the other hand, does give you the feeling that, you kind of want to achieve what you want to achieve in life. Saturn does not let you like mess around, right? It will give you the ability to get to where you want to get to because it is the ability to do hard work. And that being said, Saturn can cause delays, right? It's the planet that rules delays and obstructions sometimes. And mostly, I think it's for your own good because, at some level, the soul is not ready for that transition. So Saturn comes in as the karmic guru and gives direction that you should probably wait or you should probably not do this now. So it's always that kind of a delay factor that comes with Saturn. So for 2 years, you've been going through this. Now, in the end of March 29th, Saturn is going to step into Pisces for the next 2.5 years. Pisces is your second house, which means that, you are going to be very focused on your finances. Yes, you may have some increased expenses when Saturn is in Pisces, but on the other hand, it also makes you very cognizant of what your finances are. You will be learning how to save and invest and make more money and all of that, because Saturn, like I said, brings hard work. But usually when Saturn's in the second house, money that you make, which you will make money, will be by all your effort. It won't be very easily given to you. So Saturn will make sure that it gives you the ability to do hard work. So to actually work hard for what you have, and you would have earned every single penny. But on the other hand, it also makes you very aware of what your pitfalls are regarding your financial outlook. If you've ever taken it very easy and you said, you know what, let me just take it easy, I'm not going to save too much, it's fine, you only live once, right? If you ever said that, then when Saturn comes into your second house, you'll start thinking about, I need to be serious here. I need to be more disciplined. I need to learn what is happening with my money. And a lot of times, remember, being in the second house, Saturn, yes, it's everything I talked about, finances and fixed assets. But on the other hand, it can also affect the way you approach anything that you eat or drink. Because if you've had any imbalances in your diet or the tendency to overdo sometimes in terms of drinking or eating, Saturn comes there with a set discipline. And it says, you need to look at this and make sure you fix your diet. You need to fix your drinking habits. You need to fix the way you speak. If you've always been an impulsive speaker, Saturn in the second house can, in that transit period, make you think before you say something. So that's, this is good stuff, right? It's going to really give you the ability to get a handle on second house matters. That's what Saturn does. Whichever house it goes into in your chart, it gives you the ability to understand that house to the entirety and use it for the highest benefit. So that's what's going to happen after the end of March. And like I said, that transit of Saturn in your second house will last for about 2.5 years. Now, with that being said, Jupiter has been transiting your fourth house since about April of last year. And it is still there, and it went direct yesterday. So now Jupiter has been transiting your fourth house since April of last year. As of February 4th, it will go direct, which means that once Jupiter goes direct in your fourth house, between February and May of 2025, you might think about changing something about your home. If you haven't yet in the past year, you're going to do it in the next 2 to 3 months. It doesn't mean necessarily that you have to move. You may, but that's not always the case. A lot of times it's people start thinking about where they are living. So they want to change something about it. They want to renovate their home, or they want to add something to it, or they want to redecorate, or, move things around. If you're dating, then somebody's moving in with you, or if you're married, you're getting married, then your living arrangement will of course change. So things like that. So it's all about home, real estate, and the ability to get a positive handle on that. The reason I say positive is because Jupiter is going direct in February of 2025. Before that, it was going retrograde. So yes, things would have been a little backward towards the end of 2024. But as of February 2025, it'll go direct, which means between February 2025 and May, you have the ability to move forward with all these plans, okay? Now, in May of 2025, May 14th, Jupiter is going to move into your fifth house. This period of time between May 2025 and October 2025 is going to be all about fifth house matters. You're going to feel incredibly creative. You'll feel inspired. You'll feel like you want to do all kinds of creative projects, or you want to express yourself through writing or art, or you may just be interacting more with your kids. You're helping them with something, or they're more in your life, present in your life in terms of, back and forth relationship stuff with your kids. So this is definitely, Jupiter is very expansive for children. So when Jupiter goes into the fifth house, your children are feeling empowered through your chart. They feel like they want to do more, or they're picking up a new sport that they want to do, or they're picking up something extracurricular they want to do, or they're graduating school, or they're graduating college. All these things typically happens when Jupiter goes into the fifth house, because it expands your children's lives. And you're a part of it because this is your chart, right? Now, in October, which is the third phase of this year, I always say 2025 is 3 phases. In October, Jupiter is going to step into Cancer for 2 months between October and December, and that would be your 6th house. Now, when that happens, you will have a sudden idea as to what is bothering you health-wise. And usually this is something lifestyle related, something diet related. Remember, Saturn is sitting in the 2nd house. So you've already been thinking about your food and diet this year anyway. Once Jupiter goes into the 6th house, this is all becoming a reality. The plans that you want to put in place that Saturn has been telling you in the 2nd house, you know what? Maybe you should cut this out of your diet, or maybe you should have a discipline in your diet, or maybe you need to eat at a certain time, or whatever that is that you want to implement for your highest health. Jupiter in the 6th house will give you the power to achieve that. So the end of the year, October to December, I think you are really, really focused on your health in a very good way, because Jupiter in your 6th house for Aquarius rising folks is going to be exalted. So it's a very strong placement of Jupiter. So whatever you're doing at that period of time, it is empowering your health. It's making it better. So I think that's something you should definitely use this year for, Aquarius folks, because planetary energies really support us to achieve the highest good in life. So with Jupiter being there and Saturn being in the 2nd house, I would say use this year for putting together your lifestyle, your any flaws that you've had in your diet or day-to-day routine. Maybe your sleep habits are not right. Maybe you're not eating right. Maybe you're not exercising enough. Those kind of things would be great for this year for you, because it'll build the foundation for the coming year. Because in 2026, when Jupiter goes into Cancer for good, you are feeling really good about your health. Okay, so this is definitely a major thing that you should take advantage of. Now, as I've said, in this year, there's going to be a major stellium, about 8-9 planets together in Pisces. And for Aquarius rising, it's their 2nd house. So not only is Saturn there, there's going to be Neptune, there's going to be Rahu, there's going to be Venus, there's Sun and the Moon at that particular time in April. So this is a major stellium in your 2nd house, lots of energy going on there. So yes, you are definitely focused on 2nd house matters. It can cause overwhelming effects too, where you are overly spending or overly on a diet, or you're overly eating, whatever. It can cause extremes because Rahu is there. Rahu does not know the full stop, right? It likes to go a little bit extra. So just remember, I do think Saturn being there can limit Rahu in its, in that limit where it can achieve the highest good. But still, with Rahu being there and exalted Venus being there, you may overdo things. So even if it comes to finances or spending or saving, try to find a balance, strike a balance. It's not that you have to not spend at all, or it's not that you have to spend all the time. You need to find that midpoint, that balance, okay? So that's when a stellium of planets comes in Pisces in the 2nd house, that's what you need to remember. It is a lot of different planetary energies. So it's almost like you have one small room and you fit 8 people in that room who all have very different personalities. So now there's a struggle, there's a tug of war, there's a power struggle going on. So it is actually going to be a little bit confusing in terms of monetary things. So since it's happening in your 2nd house for Aquarius rising or Aquarius moon folks, I would advise in that period of time in the month of April and early May, until this energy dies down a little bit, don't make any major financial decisions, okay? Because you may go back on it later when this energy dies down, okay? I would wait for a time when things are a little calmer so that you can see clearly. Remember, Neptune is in the mix here, so it's very foggy. You may not be seeing very clearly as to what the reality is. So be careful with that, okay? So that's what I wanted to talk about Aquarius Ascendant and Aquarius Moon, folks. And of course, the next video will be the last one, Pisces Ascendant and Pisces Moon. And then I'm going to go into my world predictions, which I usually do, the monthly predictions and the full moon, new moon, and the eclipse videos. So hopefully that will give you a lot more information. But I hope so far with the personal predictions, you have received some goodness out of it. But if you have further questions, remember what we are talking about is very generic in the sky for everybody who's an Aquarius ascendant, which can be millions or, tens of millions of people. So if you want to know what your specific predictions are beyond what I just talked about, feel free to make an appointment on my website, and we will look at your chart and your Chandra Lagna and decipher the whole year for you, just completely personalized to your chart, specific chart. So with that being said, I take your leave, and I'll see you next time with the Pisces video. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe.